my dear friends. Good. Now, in today's lecture, I'm going to discuss the key features of the perspective projection and what is the application of it and what are the various terminologies used in perspective projection. Good. Before that, this is Balaji Gupta, having 17 plus years experience and 8 plus years experience in gate and engineering services point of view. And I did my UG from JNTUH and PG from IITM. My expected subjects are industrial engineering, engineering mechanics, fluid mechanics, and drawing. I maintained more than 30,000 aspirants in gate and engineering services point of view. And my dear friends, try to utilize this particular wonderful opportunity which is given by GradeUp. That is a champion study plan which will be most useful to you to crack the majority of the examinations, even though we mentioned gate. And once if you are going to follow this will be useful to you much. And try to subscribe the GradeUp YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the regular updates on it. Okay. Yes, my dear friends, is audio and video is clear to all of you? Just you try to give the response here. Yeah. Good. Sheetal, good morning. Rashakya, good morning to you. Now, without much delay, we'll try to enter into the thing. And Harshit, good morning. Krishna Kumar, good morning. Do you have the answers for the yesterday? Means last class we are come across it with the development of surfaces and isometric projection. Majority of the problems we solved there. If you have any queries, you try to type it here. I can able to give the answers to them. And before that, we will go into the perspective projection, which is most important element in competitive exam point of view as well as interview point of view, my dear friends, because the terminology which we are going to come across here is most important. Okay, now sir, what is the necessity of perspective projection? What is the necessity of a perspective projection? So I will draw few diagrams. Can you able to specify what they are? What they are, can you able to specify, my dear friends? This is one. Second object. This is the third one. Good. Now, can you able to differentiate what is the difference between one to other? Good morning, Santosh. Now, I am going to draw one more. So, can you able to differentiate what is the difference between one to other? What are the diagrams I was drawn in here? Anyone, my dear friends? Venkatesh, good morning. Anyone can able to try what is the difference between one to other? Anyone? So here, my dear friends, whatever I am mentioning here, everything is representing a single object. Everything is represents a single object, that is cuboid. That is cuboid. Good morning, Shivam and Ankit. First one is 2D. Second one is okay. First one is 2D. Okay. And what about the second, third, fourth one? Ketan, good morning. Now try to participate, then you can able to get more knowledge from this. Once if you give the answers, you can able to acquire more knowledge. Once, what is the wrong in my statement, and why we should not use that particular word, everything you can able to know once if you answer it. Okay. Ian, good morning. Now anyone try fourth one. We can see the dimensions are diminishing. Okay. Now hidden object also I mentioned here, not a problem. Can you able to give what is the names we have? Okay, Ketan. Here I mentioned 4 objects, 4 elements. First one is this, second one, third and fourth. So what is the difference between one among the other? Second, third, fourth are 3 dimension. Okay, any other? Because these are the, as a engineer you have to know these basic elements. So if you say 2D, because all we are drawn in a 2-dimensional plane only, but we are mentioned length, breadth, height, 3 axes information we are mentioned in one diagrams. In some diagram one diagram I was mentioned only length and height, like that. Fourth one is perspective. You are correct. Fourth one is perspective. Okay, I will accept it. Fourth one is a perspective projection. I will accept it. And remaining, Ankit, you are good. Now remaining, remember my dear friends, if you have any queries, you try to look into my classification of projection, then you can able to get the clarity. So this particular one is called multi-view projection. Multi-view projection. And second one is nothing but oblique projection. Oblique projection. And third one is isometric projection. Isometric projection. Fourth one is a perspective projection. So, sir, why these many things are there? In order to convey the ideas of one engineer to another engineer, or in order to specify the complexity, complex object in detail, in order to convey the complex information like what it is there inside the particular solid at one particular session, what all are going to be present. In order to describe that, I am going to use multi-view projection. So engineers can understand this language. Indian engineers can understand this particular language. Is it clear, my dear friends? But whereas if I want to convey whatever the product we are produced, remember, let us consider we are analyzed one product and we are designed that, that particular one, and what all are there inside, means section of solids will be useful for us. And if it is made up of some sheet metal work, then it is going to be development of surfaces. In all these cases, multi-view projection is going to be most useful to you. But you are familiar that particular multi-view projection as orthographic projection. Remember, once if you have a strong knowledge on the drawing, nobody will use. The first one is going to be orthographic. Remember, my dear friends, first one we won't use orthographic. Why, sir? Orthographic we won't use because this is one type of orthographic, but this one is also comes under orthographic. Remember, my dear friends, most of the people will think that if you draw front view and top view, then it is a orthographic, and if you draw like this is a isometric. They are different. No. So if you draw front view and top view, it is called multi-view projection. But By changing the orientation of the object, if you are going to draw it, then it is called isometric. Actually, it is one type of axonometric. So my dear friends, if anybody feels it is a new words you are going to get, just look into my previous lectures. You can able to get the clarity. What is this ortho and axonometric? All those things, the words you can able to get it. So in order to convey our ideas, in order to exchange the ideas between engineers in depth of the product specifications, we are going to concentrate on multi-view projection. No, sir, I want to, after we build up a object, I want to explain to a non-technical person. Non-technical person, maybe a marketing person, MBA graduate, or some commerce person, or some other person, salesperson, if you want to explain. If I show like this, they can't able to understand it is a block, it is a cuboid. They won't understand it is a cuboid. Durga, good morning, and Sritan, Kasturi, okay, Kasturi, good morning. Now, my dear friends, is it clear? If you feel any of the term is not known to you, try to type it here. I will give that information to you, because knowing the concepts is most important. That's why I'm going to concentrate more. Now, orthographic means multi-view will come as a orthographic. Isometric also will comes under orthographic. Multi-view means front view, top view, side view, some other views we will draw. But in order that will be useful to convey the ideas between engineers. But if I want to convey the idea, my idea to a non-technical person, then what I have to do? They can't able to understand. The first one is, yeah, I will come to perspective, my dear friend, don't worry. So once if I want to convey this information to other non-technical person, then we have to concentrate on how you can able to easily understand that. So that's why we are going to follow either oblique projection or isometric projection. Oblique projection and isometric projection. And next, sir, if he is a illiterate, because if I am going to construct a huge element on this one more cylinder, I am going to place it, or cylindrical hole I made, then what will happen? They can't able to understand all these terminologies, sir. Then what I have to do? And here I made some circular square hole in it. Then understanding of it is will take more time. But in order to convey our ideas in detail to the illiterate also. Illiterate means you don't know all these shape names and other basic terminology of the geometry also not known to him. Then what I have to do? We have to draw a picture. We have to draw a picture. How it should be? It should be however it appears to the human eye. If you draw as it is, then that is called perspective projection. So however it appears to the human eye, however an object appears to the human eye, it is called perspective projection. If you observe, my dear friends, if you observe the real estate wordings, then what will happen? They will show as a perspective projection only. Means one car will be small in size, one car will be large in size. Why? Because whichever is nearer to the camera will appear as large in size, whichever is away from the camera small in size. So once the size goes on reducing, the depth of that building will be more. Like that, in order to convey that information, they can able to consider however it is going to appear to the human eye. If you are going to draw as it is, then it is called perspective projection. So for that, I will take one more diagram for your clarity, my dear friends. I will take one more thing. One second, if you don't mind, I will switch off this 1 minute and I will come back again. Yeah. Now you observe this particular diagram, my dear friends. All of you try to observe. This is an object. So here I shown most popular elements which we come across for as an engineer. One is, this is a some particular let us consider meeting place or some structure which is drawn in isometric projection. But if it is observed in different directions, front view, top view, side view, then these three are actually, this is a third angle projection. Don't worry, what is a third angle projection and everything I can able to give in detail. Third angle projection, in this is the front view, this will be the side view, and okay, one second. Yeah, this is the front view and this is the, okay, actually it was rotated. So it is going to represent in multi-view projection. Actually this is considered as multi-view projection. These three diagrams are front view and top view and side view of a multi-view projection. Now here if you observe, my dear friends, instead of this, if I show like this, I can able to consider it is in, and this particular thing is a perspective projection. But this is called single point perspective and this is 3-point perspective. What is single point perspective? What is a 3-point perspective? Everything I will explain, don't worry. Just you know the terminology now. Later I can able to give in detail about all these things. Remember, in perspective projection with real world, real life means as a human being, means just know what I said. However, it appears to the human eye, that is called perspective projection. Or otherwise, whatever the snap we are going to take from a camera, that is also considered as perspective projection. However, it appears to the human eye or in the camera, we can able to consider it as a perspective projection. Good. Now, my dear friends, just we will go ahead with what are the various terminology we can able to come across in perspective projection. We can able to check it out. Pallavi, good morning. Now we will go ahead with what are the various terminology. Remember, my dear friends, if anybody is having the idea what are the terms we can able to come across in perspective projection, tell me. Later, whichever is missing, I will inform to you. If anything, whatever you know, you tell me. Not a problem. If it is a new topic, then I won't ask. I will explain in detail. If it you already come across, whatever the words you are already familiar, just you try to type it here. I will check it out whether it is right or not. Because majority of the universities, this topic was not there. That's why I can't able to expect much answers from you. Even though if you know it, just you type it here. Anyone? If you don't know, just you type it. It is a new topic. Then I will go ahead with in detail of one after that. Okay. Now, let us consider what are the basic terms we can able to come across in perspective projection. Will come across. Sir, just you said that. Yeah, it is a new topic. No, Cross, not a problem. Just now only I am going to enter into perspective projection. Just I gave the introduction regarding various types of projections. Not a problem. Now also if you attend, then it will be useful. Just you observe what are the various terminology. One is considered as, first one you have to know is a station point. So what is meant by station point? This is nothing but eye of the observer. Remember, eye of the observer or lens of the camera. Lens of a camera can be considered as the station point. can be considered as a station point. Why it is considered as a station point, sir? You have to know some terminology. That's why I'm going to move in depth. Why it is a station point? You are already aware of it. You are already aware. Sir, if a human eye is a station point, it won't move from one place to other place. If a person is moving, eye is also moving. Then why it is considered as a station point? Remember, my dear friends, in order to get the picture or in order to view one object, our eye should be static for some time. Very small time it is, but it should be static. How much time? Anybody can able to guess? Because it is a real world, you can able to observe this very much. So remember one thing, if it is a camera, if you won't keep it static for at least some time, you will get a blur picture. Here also, your head is moving like this. I can't able to observe what it is there in front of me also. Means at some particular time, the eye should be static or camera lens should be static in order to capture the picture. That's why the duration, for that duration, it is going to be static. In order to grasp the picture for a certain amount of time, it should be static. That's why eye of the observer or lens is considered as a station point. Question is, how much time it should be static, sir? How much time it should be static? How much time it should be static at rest? Is it clear? This is one question. Meanwhile, you think it. I will give in the today's lecture only. Don't worry. Sir, okay. Sir, once if it is a camera or otherwise a person is considered as a station point, what is the purpose of it, sir? In order to collect the rays or in order to send the rays. These two are the purposes. If it is a camera, it will emerge the rays. If he is a human being, he is collecting the rays. And that's why it is considered as a station point. We are at this point, all the rays are going to comes and falls. Then only we can able to observe this. Okay, my dear friends. Okay, sir, once if you know the station point, what information you have to give related to the station point? As a human being, can you able to be in the air? Can you able to be in the air? No, sir. We have to stand on one particular ground, on one particular floor. Then only we can able to be static. Otherwise, if you are coming down from the, if you are falling down from the tall building, let us consider the safety precautions are taken. Don't worry. So, can you able to consider your eye is going to be at stationary? No, sir. That's why where you are going to stand, that is called no, it is not related to the pixel. Pixel is related to the quality. How many elements it can able to consider? That is not, my dear friends. So once if you take less pixel size camera also, if you keep that camera constant static and if you take the picture, you will get it. But quality wise it will be different. Quality wise it is pixel is going to be takes place. But once if it is a high quality mobile also, if you make it as a high speed, you can't able to get the picture. Blur picture will can't. Okay, that is the thing. Okay, I will come to that, my dear friend. You tried, it is good. Now, sir, wherever the person is going to stand is called a ground plane. What is that? What is the second one we have to know? That is a ground plane. Normally we will represent it as GP. We'll represent it as GP. My dear friends, you try to observe this particular terminology. This is important. Let us consider he is a person, sir. So he is standing here. Means, so here in this case, this is considered as the station point. Eye of the observer can be considered as the station point. Is it clear, my dear friends? Now, good. Now, let us consider where we are going to place him. We are going to place him in a ground plane. So this is for my reference, I am taking it, don't worry. Now, so what is a ground plane? Wherever he is going to stand is considered as the ground plane. Wherever he is going to stand is considered as the ground plane. The ground plane is one on which the observer stands is called ground plane. Is it clear, my dear friends? The plane on which observer is going to stand is called ground plane. So the black color thing is considered as the ground plane. Is it clear? So now what happened? Observer is going to stand here. So he is going to stands here. So this is a ground plane. Is it clear to all of you, my dear friends, up to now? So what all are they? Ground plane and station point, you are aware of it. So far we know this will be considered as a GP, ground plane, and this is considered as a station point. The height of the observer can be considered as a station point. Yeah, that is same. That is same. Wherever the rays are going to emit are going to be collect, that particular point is called the station point. Is it clear to all of you? So once this is the case, what it is, sir, the observer is considered as the station point. Observer can be considered, eye of the observer can be considered as the station point. Now at what height he is going to stand, we have to know it, because depending upon our height, the pictures whatever we are observing will be different. So once it is a station point, what all are the information we have to give? We have to give height of the station point, means sir, at what height my eye is going to be present, that is called station point height. So we are going to specify height of the station point, and wherever he stands is considered as a ground plane. Wherever he is going to stand is considered as a ground plane. Good. Now what about the other things, sir? In order to view the picture, let us consider I am a human being, I have my eye and I am standing over a ground plane. But when you can able to observe the pictures, whenever my retina is properly working, whenever my retina is properly there, then only we can able to consider as we can able to view the pictures. So the plane, the retina is a plane on which the shadow is going to be false. Shadow is going to be false. So what is that particular term in case of perspective projection is called? Anybody have the idea? Anybody have the idea? The plane on which the shadow perspective projection will fall is called picture plane. Is considered as a picture plane. Here the terminology will be entirely different from multi-view projection, my dear friends. There you can able to come across with ground horizontal plane, vertical plane, profile plane. But whereas here we won't get those terms. Here we will have ground plane, picture plane. Picture plane is one on which the shadow of the object is going to be placed is called picture plane, because so projection is nothing but the shadow. So the shadow where it is falling is considered as that plane. Here it is called picture plane. Is it clear to all of you, my dear friends? Now if you observe how the picture plane will be, it is always in front of the observer. It is always in front of the observer. It is always in front of the observer, but perpendicular to the ground plane. So it is in front of the observer but perpendicular to the ground plane. So the plane which is perpendicular to the ground plane and excuse me, So this will be considered as the picture plane. Is it clear all of you, my dear friends? The plane on which shadow is going to fall is considered as the picture plane. So this will be considered as picture plane. First, if you are aware of this terminology, then further it will be very easy, my dear friends. That's why I'm going to concentrate in depth here. Yeah, here now I will give. Sir, here if you observe in the intermediate or 10th standard, you can already come across what is the least distance for distinguished vision. That is 25 centimeters for human being. So if you are going to place an object at a distance of 25 centimeter, we can able to clearly observe that, and with a actual size, once if you are bringing this plane towards you, object toward in front of that, it will appear as large in size. If it is moving away, it will appear as small in size. So what is the advantage of this, sir? Simple. If the object is in front of the picture plane, it will appear as larger than the object. If it is behind the picture plane, it will appear as smaller than the object. Let us consider the rays are moving like this, my dear friends. Just to observe for your clarity, I am going to draw something. If the rays are moving like this, from here, the rays are moving like this. Let us consider the object is here. Object is going to represent like this. This is one inclined line, sir. This is one inclined line I am going to consider. This is some line. So how much it will appear? This much. So here if you observe, my dear friends, the size of this is the object. This is the object, but it will appear as more than this size. This is a projection. Which projection it is? Perspective projection. No, sir. If the object I am going to show with some other color is a horizontal object, I am assuming this is. So how much size it will appear here? How much size will appear? This much. So here if you observe, this is the object which is behind the PP, but the perspective projection will appear as small in size. So what is the advantage of perspective picture plane? With the help of picture plane, we can able to know whether we are going to get a enlarged object or reduced object. If the object is moving away from the picture plane, beyond the picture plane, the size goes on reducing. Therefore, so picture plane is a plane on which the shadow of the perspective projection will fall. Is it clear to all of you? What is a ground plane? The plane on which observer stands, or otherwise lens of the camera, means in the tripod wherever we are going to place, that is considered as the ground plane. What is a picture plane? The plane on which shadow of the object will fall. Is called picture plane. The plane on which perspective projection. Remember, my dear friends, in the previous to this class I gave what is a projection means shadow. Perspective projection will fall. It's called picture plane. So in case of perspective projection, the picture plane is called, principal plane is called picture plane. So in case of perspective, because these terms are important, perspective projection, picture plane, is the principal plane. So in order to have the clarity, I will give one more statement that will be clear to you. Whereas in case of, I hope you are not observing some of my words, some things, that's why I will remove my photo, you can able to get it. In case of multi-view projection, what all are there, sir? Horizontal plane, vertical plane, profile plane, or principal planes. Remember, this is one of the most important. Is the most important. Is it clear? Good. Now, again we'll go to the other one. What is the other element we have to learn, sir? What is the another element we have to learn? What is the other element we have to learn? That is next one. You remember, up to now you are already aware of it. What is a ground plane? What is a station point? What is a picture plane? Sir, when we put the tripod is, no my dear, wherever we are, so you are going to place one tripod. This is a ground plane. So if you are going to place the tripod here, so this is considered as a station point, and the height of the tripod is considered as a height of the station point. Is it clear? So height of the tripod is considered as a height of the station point. Or if you are going to take the camera like this, means this lens, how much height it is from the ground, that is considered as a height of the station point. Height of the station point. Is it clear to all of you? So next one is fourth one. Horizon plane. Remember my dear friends, here the word is important. It is not horizontal plane. It is not horizontal plane. Horizontal plane is the word in multi-view projection. Horizontal plane will comes in multi-view projection, but here it is a horizon plane. Here it is a horizon plane which is going to represent as the same as HP. But how it is? How it is? It is parallel to the ground plane and separated at a distance of which is equal to height of the observer, height of the station point. My question here, why it is called horizon plane? Anyone try it? Within few minutes I will give it, my dear friends. Within few minutes, don't worry, because previously also I asked one question, how much time it should be static. This one also I will give. Now here, how it is should be, sir? It should be at a height of station point, and what is the other information you have to know? It should be parallel to the ground plane. Sir, here it is a ground plane. I am going to draw this, because before that I am going to erase the previous elements, which is not that much important for this explanation. One second. Okay, picture plane and ground plane. Now what I have to know, sir? That is going to be station point, sorry, horizon plane. How much it is, sir? How much it is? How should I know? So it should be parallel to the ground plane. and passing through the eye of the observer, and passing through the eye of the observer. Is it clear to all of you, my dear friends? Now here you observe. So it is passing through the eye of the observer and parallel to the ground plane, parallel to the ground plane. Now this is going to be the horizon plane. Is it clear? I hope somewhere I made the mistake. Somewhere I made the mistake. 1 second, my dear friends. This is going to be the horizon plane. We should be parallel to the ground plane and separated at a distance of station point. So this is the height of the station point. It will be the, what is this? Height of station point. So it is passing through it, and this is going to be considered as, what is the name we are going to give for this? This is a horizon plane. All of you carefully observe this terminology, then it will be very easy to you, my dear friends. So wherever you will get the doubt, you try to ask me, I can able to give the answer to you. So it is parallel to the ground plane and at a height of station point is called horizon plane. Is clear? Good. Sir, apart from this, we have to know one more element. What is that, sir? What is that? So before that, I can able to relieve the answers which are for the previous. What is that? How much time it is going to be static? That is 1 by 24th second. That is 1 by 24th second is going to be static. Otherwise, you can't able to get a clear picture. That's why you can able to observe this word in films, because most related element in perspective projection is a cinema, because the rays are emerging. The screen on which it is going to fall is considered as a perspective projection. The negative will be considered as the object. So let us consider this is the light position and this is the principal plane. Object is placed in front of the picture plane. That's why we are going to get a enlarged size of enlarged size of negative. So just now I said, if the object is in front of the picture plane, it will appear as large in size. If it is behind the picture plane, it will appear as a small in size. If you consider a human being, majority of the objects are behind the picture plane position. That's why all will appear as smaller than whatever they have their size it will be. Whereas in cinema, the negative is an object, but it is placed in front of the picture plane. So rays are coming in front of the picture plane. That's why it will appear as a large in size. So that is the importance of picture plane. We have to know it. Is it clear, my dear friends? Now, sir, what about the other 1 by 24 second? That's why you can able to observe for a motion picture. Most of the times they can able to write it as a 24 frames. 24 frames. That is the reason in a second 24 negatives will pass through from the projector rays. Then only it will appear as a motion picture. No, sir, I will send 48. It is a fast forward. If it is 12, slow motion. So in order to capture a good in order to capture by us, it should be 24 frames, means 1 by 24th of the second has to be static. So in a second, how many it can able to move? 24. That's why it is considered as 24 frames. Is it clear, my dear friends? And what about the other reason? What is a origin plane, sir? Very simple. Origin means originated, starting. If I am a observer, let us consider he is the observer I, and he is moving on this plane. He is moving on the ground plane. He can able to move over the ground plane. Once it is moving, in this case, from here the rays are moving. If I am placed here, from this point the rays are moving. From this point rays are moving. From this point the rays are moving. So if the height of the station point is not changing, most of the times we will consider as the station point height is constant. Therefore, what are the various points? What are the various positions from which the rays are emerging? The rays are emerging. That particular plane is called horizon plane, because from that particular eye we are going to collect the rays, or if it is a camera we are going to send the rays. So that is the point at which it is going to be converges or diverges. So originated. That's why it is called origin. It is called origin. But this is not a static point. The observer is moving from one location to another location. So therefore the various points, various locations of the origin is considered as the origin plane. Is considered as the origin plane. Is it clear, all of you, my dear friends? Up to this it is clear. Then tell me, I can able to move to the next. Is it clear up to this? Up to this it is clear. Good. Now, sir, apart from this, what is the other one we have to know, sir? What is the other one we have to know? That is called central plane. Central plane. Thank you. Central plane. What is the purpose of the central plane? How it is, first of all, I will explain, my dear friends. Remember, wherever I am standing, this is a ground plane. In front of the observer, perpendicular to the ground plane is a picture plane. Is a picture plane. Parallel to the ground plane, passing through the eye of the observer is considered as a horizon plane. But remember, if I am the observer, if an object is here, if it is going to be on my left side, I can able to observe this location. If it is on right side, I can able to observe this position. So once, even though the same height and same behind the picture plane, the object is at certain height and certain distance behind the picture plane, all the same positions, they won't give the same diagram. Then what we require, sir? We have to know where the object is, whether it is left side to me or right side to me. In order to say that, we are going to use the central plane. The central plane. What is a central plane? Is the plane, remember, plane which is perpendicular to both GP, ground plane, and picture plane. Ground plane and picture plane, and ground plane and picture plane, and passing through the eye of the observer, and passing. Now is it getting, my dear friends? Is it getting? Just you refresh this one, you can able to get it. Now is it visible to all of you? Okay, 1 second. There is some. హలో హలో
హలో అన్న
ఒక్క
అన్న
నిమిషం
ఇంట్లోనే ఉన్నారా మీరు?
ఉన్నామమ్మా